Doctor time.
West Coast Davengers. West Coast Davengers. Ah! Ah!
Welcome back, West Coast Avengerinos. I'm your friend Dave. You cannot stop. Just like the sharks tattooed on my arms with one that says keep moving, I don't stop. I've been working on this for like 3 days. Somebody posted on 2 different apps that they were selling this collection of 5 boxes. Person was poor at communication. It ended up being 4 boxes because their nephew took one. A little kind of like sus, but we're going to take a look through it in just a moment. Before we get started on this blind unboxing of probably 2,000 comics or so, every Wednesday is West Coast Wednesday, my comic claim sale, and I have a new podcast that drops every Monday morning across all podcast platforms with my buddy Manu, the 9.9 newsstand. That is called It Came From The Newsstand. It is a podcast about 2 sellers, 2 collectors, that's us, and we talk about life, we talk about selling, we talk about all these things that kind of involve comics, and then the greater aspect of just the human experience. And every Sunday morning, you'll find a new video just like this one right here on my channel. Let's get started, okay? I'm not going to fuck around, but I will fuck around and find out. I'm like one of the cool kids. I'm going to flash you pictures of what I saw before I bought this that led me to buy this. Now, unfortunately, the 2 or 3 Treasury editions weren't there, whatever. But what I really saw was Copper Age books, unbagged, unboarded. I figured, they're going to be low grade or whatever. Or mid-grade, but there's a shot of getting something big or something good. Just like the G.I. Joe 22 that I saw in the picture, as you can see right there. I figured, well, if there's a 22, there has to be a 21, right? Well, we're going to start off with that box first. I really didn't look at this stuff when I went to go pick it up. It's too many books to look through to make a decision. I paid $300 for this. I don't think I'm really going to regret it because of the way I sell books, Sometimes you guys buy $5 books that are worth $20 books for me because I get them in stuff like this. What I'm going to do is you're going to see a sped up version of this. And I'm just going to show you the good books because okay. Holy shit, guys. I took this pile of G.I. Joe off. I seriously, I didn't even know it was right there. G.I. Joe 21, the first appearance of Storm Shadow, the silent issue by Larry Hama. It's a newsstand. Now we're going to see if it's a first print. A little bit of backstory. The guy said it was his old collection that was in his parents' storage locker in Massachusetts. The storage locker, they were cleaning it out. And this stuff just came here from Massachusetts. It made its way over to Washington, across the entire country, to this place that you are watching it on the interwebs. It's being beamed out to the world. So this is how we know right here that these people didn't look at everything in the box and take the good stuff out because the best book's right here in the G.I. Joe run. And we are looking at a first print G.I. Joe 21 newsstand. This is not going to be a 9.8, but I'll say this. A press on this book, it's got about 7 or 8 very small spine ticks. Looking at an 8.0 to an 8.5, that pays for the entire lot right here, right now. All right, well, thanks for watching. West Coast Avengers. I'm just kidding. Wow, I'm a fucking goofball. All right, so we've got a bunch of G.I. Joes, which unless there's a number 1 or a number 155, then everything else is just gravy. We're getting into X Factor. I did see one book in here when I was flipping through real quick. There is definitely... Oh, here they are. Okay, so this looks like an X Factor run, which puts into my hands, 2 days after I sold them, another copy of issues 5 and 6. First cameo and first appearance of Apocalypse. These are actually in decent condition. All right, so we can breeze through this X Factor run real quick because it's X Factor, and I've tried to read some of this before. I can never connect with X Factor. All right, here we go. We're dipping into X-Men. We got the Heroes for Hope benefit issue, a water-damaged classic X-Men number 1, which is a bummer because I absolutely love that. Okay, we're about to hit something else, folks. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen of all ages. Now, this is a little concerning because the first book in this pile that I hit is a Secret Wars 2. Where's number 1? Secret Wars 3, 4, 5. All right, let's take the odds. Let's take the temperature. I can't see. I'm going to say that number 8's not in here. Secret Wars 6, Oh, okay. So it might be somewhere else in this box because it just jumped to G.I. Joe 18 and then back to X Factor. So this was so okay. All right, we got a G.I. Joe 2. I did ask the gentleman, I said, is G.I. Joe 1 in here? This is a first print. He misheard me and said, oh, there's a bunch of number ones in there. I was like, no, I meant G.I. Joe. He's like, oh, I'm not sure. But like I said, nothing was taken out of this box unless they were just separated into different boxes. Anyway, I'm not upset. I made my money back in those books right there and a bunch of Secret Wars books. So we got some G.I. Joes. It goes up to 26 and then 27. And then it changes to Kitty Pryde and Wolverine. So I think in this box is where all the good stuff's going to end up being. It's just going to be scattered through. So we got the entire Kitty Pryde Wolverine miniseries, all 6 books. And then it goes into the Magic series, which is Ilyana Rasputin. And Storm. So it's all 4 issues of that. And then it jumps back to Classic X-Men. So we've got stacks of Classic X-Men. They're all direct. They all look to be in the VF range. I've said it on the channel before. When it comes to buying collections, more times than not, if they are unbagged and boarded and just stacked in boxes and put away, they're going to be in the same condition that they were when they were put away. You know, if transit could hurt them, but most likely you're looking at stuff that'll at least be not fucked up. There's no water damage, like there's no mildew smell in this. They actually smell pretty good for books this old. We've got a reprint of Giant Size X-Men, and then it runs into early original X-Men reprints and Amazing Adventures. Oh, we got a nice Return of the Jedi set. Bill Sienkiewicz, Sienkiewicz. Bill Sienkiewicz, Sienkiewicz, Sienkiewicz. And then we've got G.I. Joe Transformers #1. It's the 4-issue miniseries. Okay, and then it jumps to Marvel Fanfare. So I can't make heads or tails of this box at all. And now I can see just by the trade dress of one of the books below that it jumps back into G.I. Joe. See, it doesn't smell like mildew, but that is a water-damaged Secret Wars #1. That's a bummer. Oh well. G.I. Joe 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, here comes the moment of truth, folks, because it jumps back to Secret Wars. Why don't we find out together? Secret Wars 7? And a Secret Wars 8. Woo! A nice raw copy of Secret Wars 8, and just at first glance, looking at a VF plus, maybe a near mint minus after a press. All right, there we go. It's funny that the #1's water damage because it's a complete set. Here's 9, 10, 11, and 12. People think that these are hard books to find. They were, at the time, Marvel was printing more of those books than anything they'd ever printed in that decade, I think. America, fuck yeah, freedom is the only way, yeah. I won't sing the whole song, but I do know all the lyrics. Anyway, that's Team America. One thing I saw in the photo that actually got me just as intrigued as the G.I. Joe 22 was I could see New Mutants books in different spots in the boxes because of the trade dress and stuff. Now, it hasn't gone as close to the 90s as I would like, but maybe there's a New Mutants 98. I asked them if there was Spider-Man in there. They're like, I don't know. This prime error for having an Amazing Spider-Man 300. All right, so we're back to G.I. Joe. It looks like there's an entire, first 50 issues in here, or even more, because I'm on issue 52 right now. There's the issue 53. This is a great book. The Snake Eyes 25th anniversary cover. Here's a classic for you friends of the channel that know. G.I. Joe #60, which is art by Todd McFarlane. He did not do the cover, but he did do the interiors. I did see something that really intrigued me, and we're about to get to that now. These seem a little worse for wear. Basically, I didn't want to look through everything, because I figured if I can get this for... They wanted originally $500, minus a box, plus all the Richie Riches that's in the tub below. I was like, I'll give you $300. But I saw some bronze, early copper, late bronze X-Men. 136. Now, they're, like I said, they're a little worse for wear. But some people don't want to pay $80 for a minty copy of, or whatever, 139 costs. So they'll pay $10 for that copy or whatever. All right, we're about to hit something pretty cool. X-Men 140, which means X-Men 141 would be the first part of Days of Future Past. Let's see if it's here. Oh, we've got part 2. X-Men 142, Days of Future Past. It's a newsstand copy. Yeah, probably about a VF minus or so. But, hell yeah. I'm sure 141's in here somewhere. We've got the 2 copies of the Kitty Pryde Christmas, I almost called it episode. X-Men 144, 145. You know, there's some minor keys in here, but I hope that 141's in here. X-Men 150, 151. I've got another key here. That's the first appearance of Carol Danvers' Binary, 164. Now, all of a sudden, we go to ROM, Space Knight. A bunch of ROM annuals with Bill Sienkiewicz, Sankwitz covers. All right, so the last part of the second column of books in here was all ROM. All of it. All right, so we get back to the X-Men. We get an X-Men 9 annual, X-Men 4 annual, X-Men 5 annual. It's a couple annuals, and then we get back into where we left off. But it jumps back to G.I. Joe in the 30s. We got a first appearance of Forge right here. X-Men 184. 180 Forge. It's actually in really good shape. The Great Barry Windsor Smith issue, X-Men 205, X-Men 210, some of the Marauders issues, and the Sabretooth Wolverine fight issues. It's weird. 211 and 212 are both direct, and then 213 is a newsstand. So I wonder where he was buying all these books, because it wasn't just a comic store. I mean, I'm really happy with what I got in this first box already, and if this is the best stuff, so be it. But there's a lot of Batman in here, so I'm hoping that I hit a 423. It looks like we're not going to make it for first Gambit. But there's that. First appearance of Mr. Sinister, X-Men 221. Take a moment to hit the like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. All right, we'll get to the last piece of this box, which is either X-Men miniseries or Alpha Flight. And it's X-Men versus Alpha Flight, and then Alpha Flight. There's an Alpha Flight number 1. It is a fan favorite. For those John Byrne heads. So the rest of this looks like it's going to be Alpha Flight. Okay, here we go. Box number 2. Looks like it's going to be DC, but I also see some Marvel in here. So, year's best comic stories. All right, we're just going to go from the closest one. And I'm just going to talk about some of these books. Firestorm, The Nuclear Man, Nobody Cares. Pat Broderick does, because I think he's the first artist on that book. Let's see. Let's look at issue number 4. Pat Broderick. Yeah. All right, we got some Cap. Ooh, I just saw a key. Look at what's in here. A little beat up, but a Moon Knight number 1. Bill Sienkiewicz, Sankwitz. And then a Moon Knight number 13, the first meeting of Moon Knight and Daredevil. Some Transformers books. Ooh, we got Transformers 5, 6, 7. Ooh, first Dinobots. Transformers 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You know, it's funny, I was just telling somebody yesterday that I'm all out of Transformers. Not anymore. All right, well, let's hope that there's a Transformers 1 in here, because I just sold one on Friday night. Ooh, this is a good one, an underrated book. Ghost Rider 81, the last issue of the first series of Ghost Rider. 1983, it's a newsstand. I do own a 9.8 in that. Daredevil 169, 167. Come on. You're telling me that 168 just not there? 165, 162. Okay, it's jumping around enough that I'm not convinced that it was poached, because here's 161, 162, and 165. But 168's the first appearance of Elektra. Classic Frank Miller book, too. All right, now we're diving into something completely different. A little Todd McFarlane action. Infinity Inc. Annual number 1. Todd's first monthly book was Roy Thomas's Infinity Inc., and there's a whole bunch of them in here. So those are great. Transformers Universe number 1. Saga the Crystal Warrior. Oh, wait, there it is. Crystar. Mother! There's Michael Golden creating what became the Danzig skull.
Did you just not hold my hair?
Look at what Thor 330 looked like right before Walt Simonson takes over. Oh, this is a Bob Hall issue, and if you haven't watched the Bob Hall interview, please do. It happened a couple weeks ago, and you can find it on the channel. Whoa. All right, we got Thor 333. And then it jumps to Fantastic Four 224. Classic John Byrne Galactus cover there from the John Byrne run. First appearance of Frankie Ray Nova, but that's beat up. There could be some more good stuff in here. I mean, there's 2 more boxes left to go. So Transformers 25, so 26, it's going up. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Yeah, we're going up through the 30s. Ooh, first appearance of Psylocke or Betsy Braddock in American Comics. That's New Mutants Annual 2. The fact that this collection had no Jim Lee X-Men, only Silvestri, leads me to believe that this stops around 1987 or 88, which would be well before New Mutants 98, like 2 years before. So here's the New Mutants run that's in here. I'm just going to flip through it just to see if it goes as high as the Liefeld books, but I'm assuming that it doesn't. Which probably means there's no Todd ASM in here. What are these? Ooh, some more graphic. Oh, there you go. It's beat up, but there's the first appearance of the New Mutants. The New Mutants graphic novel by Chris Claremont, and that looks like a first print. Demon Bear, so we get the Demon Bear Slumber Party issues, the Sienkiewicz run, Bill Sienkiewicz. Not a ton of value, but if you want to see some of the craziest mainstream, or at least Marvel comics ever made, this is the stuff. It stops in this box at 58, which I'm going to guess means that there is no 98 in here. But we still have 2 more boxes to go. All right, we're going to see what's in this box, which I think it's mostly DC. Teen Titans, here we go. All right, so we're going up on the Teen Titans run, but then we're going, here we go. This could be good. So this is the run you want. Teen Titans number 1, and then it jumps to 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Oh, this is... Maybe these people did pick out some of the stuff in one box. They clearly didn't take the Marvel stuff, but maybe they went through the DC stuff, which... All right, if that's what you're going to do. I'm not going to be upset at that. All right, well, there's a nice little key. First Vigilante, Teen Titans Annual number 2. A little beat up. All right, now we're into the good DC stuff, a.k.a. The Bat. Where's Rachel? Detective Comics 559. Shadow of the Batman. These are cool. I don't think I've ever seen these before. It's all Marshall Rogers stuff reprinted in that, like... it might be Baxter paper. So then we go to Detective again in the 550 range. Then it jumps to Batman 323. So 325. So this is the prime error for 423 because he was at DC when he did that book, and his Infinity Inc. stuff is here. So, but I don't know if the Batman's going to go that high. We're in Batman 334, which is like kind of like the no man's land of Batman. Except there might be some Marshall Rogers books in there. All right, now we've got Thundercats number 5 out of nowhere. And Thundercats number 6 and 4. All right, well, I'll take a Thundercats number 1. Oh, hey, it's an Apopa. Richie Rich, if anybody cares about Richie Rich, I'm sorry. DC Comics presents 71, 72. Hold on. I think we got an Alan Moore book here. DC Comics presents 85 with Swamp Thing. I wonder if it's an Alan Moore book. Yeah, Alan Moore, Rick Veitch, Al Williamson. I'm going to read that. You're probably not seeing a lot of what I'm seeing. These piles just keep getting bigger. It's a fuck ton of comics to go through and a fuck ton of editing I have to do. You're welcome. More Richie Rich. You know what? Don't care. A Smurfs number 1.
Is that their song?
All right, more Tales of the Teen Titans. Can we hit a key? I mean, there's still hope for the 44, right? Superman 400 is just like the Batman 400 or the Tech 500 with these anniversary issues where they got everybody to do something in this book. So much so, there's a Frank Miller back cover of Superman. Oh, there we go. There's a nice little key. Batman 386, First Black Mask. All right. Well, hope is renewed for the Batman 357 and obviously the Tales 31, 42. Oh, fuck you. 56. You guys must be loving this. No whammies. Woo! It must be the money. If you want to go and take a ride with me and get a first Nightwing appearance. Oh, why must I feel this way? Hey! Okay. It's a little beat up, but you know, I'm always concerned about not finding anything, but Tales of the Teen Titans 44. Ladies and gentlemen, I just hope you know that no matter what the outcome of this ever is, I have fun doing this because I absolutely love the hunt and I love comics. So this is the last chance to pull another decent book out, and we're just continuing with the detective stuff. Superman family. Yeah, Superman family. that's the end of it. Let's run through some of the highlights that I just pulled out. I'll make money on this. You guys will have some of this stuff as $5 books. I have a guy that buys long boxes from me, so it'll work out. But a Crystar 8, the creation of the Danzig skull. A newsstand last issue of the first volume of Ghost Rider number 81. A lower grade Moon Knight number 1. A first appearance of Mr. Sinister. A first appearance of Forge. Second part of Days of Future Past. First Spider Girl. I got a whole run of Secret Wars, but the 8's in decent condition. First cameo and first appearance of Apocalypse. G.I. Joe 21. First appearance of Vigilante. First Betsy Braddock in an American comic. Got that Transformers 22. And Teen Titans 44. And first Black Mask. That is Batman 386. So I'm assuming that the box that I was not offered, that they gave to their nephew or whatever, I'm going to assume that had some of the other books in there, like the X-Men 141 and the Teen Titans, whatever that first Deathstroke is, 2, 3, and the G.I. Joe number 1. But what wasn't in those boxes or poached, well, let's hear. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through it all as I put it away in other boxes. I'm just going to double check and make sure I didn't miss anything. There it is. That's what happens when you buy $300 in comics. You end up with a stack of stuff to sell that's decent, which will be offered at really good prices. And then you have a bunch of stuff to just split up between, filler $5 books. Then I go call my guy up, and he comes and he picks up boxes. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let's talk about the link tree real quick. You can find links to the podcast, It Came From the Newsstand. It's available on every platform. All you have to search for is It Came From the Newsstand. You got my Instagram, my eBay store, which if you really want to buy something on eBay, just hit me up on Instagram. You'll save money.
I'll see you next week on the West Coast Avengers.
Delete that one, Dave.